As Ramadan fast begins this Wednesday, President of the Senate urges Muslims to pray for peace. House of Reps passes Electoral Bill 2026 and endorses Form EC8A as premises of collation and declaration of results. Plus, Special Seats Bill, women storm National Assembly in solidarity. Hello and welcome to Parliamentary News. I'm Joshua Okunchide. Many thanks for joining us on the news. As the holy month of Ramadan begins, President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, has enjoined the Muslim faithful to use the period to pray for peace in the country and the world. In a statement by Special Advisor on Media and Publicity, Eseme Ehibo, Akpabio also advised Muslims to use the exercise to practice compassion and engender understanding among people. He called on the Ummah to use this sacred period as a time for spiritual reflection, self-improvement, and renewal. Akpabio encouraged Muslims to utilize this occasion to strengthen their faith, practice compassion, and promote peace and understanding. Moving on, the Senate has reconsidered the Electoral Act 2022, repeal and enactment Bill 2026, and amended Clause 28 to enable INEC adjust timelines for the 2027 general elections. National Assembly correspondent Ignatius Nko reports that by this amendment, notice of election has been reduced from 360 to 300 days.
It was an unscheduled return to the chamber. Senators were on a mission to amend Clause 28 of the Electoral Act Amendment Bill to ensure conducive environment for a large turnout of voters in the 2027 general elections. The decision follows last Friday's announcement by the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, fixing February 20th, 2027 as a date for presidential and National Assembly elections. Leader of the Senate, Opayemi Bamidele, led this intervention.
The leadership of the National Assembly agreed with INEC that where it is possible for INEC to review its timetable to be able to hold these general elections without creating any conflict.
Senate retained its earlier resolution on Section 60 that in the event of internet failure, Form EC8A will serve as the primary means of result collation. It was not without some dissenting voices, reflecting the diversity of opinions that shape legislative resolutions.
Those who do not want any proviso are 15 in number, and those who want the proviso are 55 in number, and so the proviso says.
Deputy President of the Senate, Barau Jibrin, drew the attention of the Senate to the devastation caused by fire incident in Singa Market in Kano, while Senator Sani Musa informed the Senate of the killings and kidnapping of some persons in Borgu local government area of Niger State.
To urgently assess the extent of damage and provide immediate relief materials and financial assistance to affected traders. Strengthening and formal integration of community policing structure under proper regulatory oversight has become a necessity.
What we are doing, it seems like we are appropriating and reprobating at the same time. While we are saying we are declaring a state of emergency on the security subsector, on the other hand, we are not funding them to discharge their constitutional responsibility.
Meanwhile, President Bola Tinubu has written to Senate seeking the confirmation of Ismail Abba Yusuf as Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, and Abubakar Sadiq Marafa as Commissioner representing Adamawa State in INEC. From the National Assembly, Ignatius Nko, NTN News.
Similarly, the House of Representatives has passed a harmonized version of the Electoral Bill 2026 to allow for electronic transmission of results from each polling unit across the Federation to INEC's results viewing portal, IREF. The Electoral Bill 2026 passed by the House during an emergency sitting, however, endorsed the provisional clause 60 of the bill that the Form EC8A shall be the premises of collation and declaration of results by INEC if e-transmission fails due to internet challenges. National Assembly correspondent Michaya Ikpen reports.
This sitting will only have one agenda,
And that agenda is the recommittal, rescission and recommittal of the Electoral Act that we passed earlier, and see if there is wisdom for us to change or amend those clauses.
After an executive session, reconsideration of amendments to the electoral bill commenced at the Committee of the Whole, with focus on clauses 28, 60 and 84, respectively proposing 300 days as deadline for notice of elections, e-transmission of results but a fallback to Form EC8A when internet fails, and direct primaries or consensus for nomination of candidates by political parties.
We don't have copy! Give us copy!
The insistence on clause-by-clause consideration by most of the opposition lawmakers gave room for several motions that were rejected.
Electronically transmit the result from the polling unit to the iron portal, countersigned by the polling unit agent at the polling unit, and stop at that and remove the proviso. The proviso should be that where there is discrepancy between the IREF and the EC8A, that of the IREF will determine the correct result. Those in support of these amendments, say aye. Those against, say nay.
With the rowdy session, the presiding officer was forced to call for a division of the House to vote on the clauses, but several lawmakers staged a walkout. This did not prevent the eventual passage of the Electoral Bill 2026 by the majority, who remained in the chambers.
We've done this in the best interest of Nigerians. If at the polling unit results are transmitted to the IREF without issues, you have nothing to fear about. The only reason is that if for any reason it's not transmitted, then the Form EC8 manual copy is then a backup, you recourse to the Form EC8 as a backup.
We have to walk out of the plenary to address you. Again, there is also section 84, which has to do with the primary elections. Our position remains that method of selection of candidates should be an internal party issue.
The House has adjourned plenary to 24th of February 2026, while the budget defense sessions are expected to continue. From the National Assembly, Mitaire Ikwen, NTA News.
Still in the Green Chamber, the House of Representatives has condemned the alleged use of tear gas by security operatives against protesters who assembled at the National Assembly to express their views on a number of topical national issues currently before the Parliament. Our spokesperson, Akin Rotibmi, says the Green Chamber will review the incident and take appropriate steps to prevent a recurrence. The House unequivocally recognizes that the right to peacefully and lawfully assemble is guaranteed under the Nigerian Constitution and remains a fundamental pillar of democratic governance and an essential mechanism through which citizens participate in the legislative process. While acknowledging the constitutional responsibility of security agencies to maintain law and order, the House of Representatives emphasizes that such responsibilities must always be discharged with professionalism, restraint, and full respect for the fundamental rights of citizens. Protesters are also advised to avoid any form of incitement, provocation, or conduct capable of escalating tensions. Now to budget defense. The Senate and House of Representatives Joint Committee on Army has called for an increase in the proposed 2026 budget of the Nigerian Army to address new realities and reinforce the state of emergency declared by President Bola Tinubu. National Assembly correspondent Mitaire Ikwen again reports on these and other sessions in Parliament.
The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Waidi Shoaibu, appears before the Joint National Assembly Committee on Army, presenting operational achievements and challenges in a closed-door session. The committee stressed the need for a supplementary budget to strengthen the capacity of the military to respond to emerging security threats and demands.
There should be a supplementary to reflect the state of emergency that has been declared by Mr. President,
particularly on the area of procurement to improve equipment, logistics, welfare facilities, and other critical infrastructure to our troops.
At the Joint National Assembly Committee on Solid Minerals, zero capital releases to the sector in 2025 was described as a major setback to economic diversification. The Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Dele Alake, appealed for first-line charge status for the ministry to realize its mandate.
Really achieve these are lofty goals and ideals without a scientifically, internationally certified geological data. And that geological data was the basis upon which our budget was enhanced.
Also appearing before the House Committee on Public Accounts, the Auditor General of the Federation, Shaka Chira, gave assurances for the release of 2023 and 2024 audit report of ministries, departments and agencies in the course of this year.
On or before March, the 2023 report will be ready. Then, by July 2026, the report of 2024 will be ready.
The House Public Accounts Committee urged the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation to furnish the Office of the Auditor General of the Federation with all financial statements to accelerate its work. From the National Assembly, Mitaire Ikben, NTA News.
Nigerian women are leaving nothing to change in their quest for an inclusive democracy and governance that addresses development issues. Correspondent Ladi Bala reports that the women stormed the National Assembly in a solidarity rally calling for the passage of the Reserved Seat Bill. A report.
They came out in large numbers from across the states, setting aside religious, ethnic, and political party differences for a shared destiny, united in purpose. Their voices echo the pain of a struggle long ignored, desperate for redress.
What do we want now? Special seats for women. Are we begging our lawmakers? No!
They say Nigeria cannot continue to rank among countries with lowest female representation in parliament, insisting that reserving seats for women is not about privilege, but it is about correcting years of political imbalance in Nigeria.
We want them to pass the bill. We want them to pass it now because Ramadan is coming, Lent is coming, and many breaks inside. We are asking them to do the needful.
We have not heard the bill being brought on board. So we are here to demand that the demand for this bill is the right of Nigerian women.
I want to come to the National Assembly, but there is no legislation, there is no policy that made it possible for me, and that's why I'm here.
Then come words of assurance from the National Assembly.
And we have so many men and women in the Assembly that believe that having 14 women out of 360 women in the House of Representatives is a gross injustice. Having 4 women out of 109 in the Senate is a gross injustice. I'm here basically to let you know that we hear you, and we're going to take that feedback to the members and to the leadership of the National Assembly that this is what Nigerians want.
As lawmakers deliberate within these chambers, Nigerians wait patiently for that defining moment, a historic limp in the nation's political trajectory. From the National Assembly, Ladibala, NTA News.
We now join Ebere Efendu to talk more on the Special Seats Bill.
Our message is that as you are looking at the Electoral Act, Special Seat Bill is as important as the Electoral Act. We are talking about electoral integrity. There can be electoral integrity without inclusion. So we are asking, sir, the way you people brought up the Electoral Act is the way we are asking. That the way you are looking at it is how you are going to bring in the special seats for women. They have to go together because it's about electoral integrity. INEC released their timetable. How will women fare if this bill is not passed? The idea of this bill is to increase the number of women. So please, we are pleading with you to talk to our speaker. Our speaker is a great champion, of this bill. The deputy speaker also. The Senate president also made commitments. And the deputy Senate president. We are thanking them, but we want them to leave this bill up. Let us not wait until we are going to vote on the 40 bills. We want it to go side by side with the Electoral Act because we are talking about electoral integrity.
Time now to go for a break. The news continues shortly.
Are you looking for a short channel to make your business, goods and services go viral? Look no further, as NTA Parliament is your sure channel. Take advantage of our wider reach and advertise your products and services on NTA Parliament DSTV channel 370, GoTV channel 126, StarTimes channel 306, and Free TV channel 706. For more inquiries, contact the Marketing Department, NTA Parliament, NTA Headquarters Area 11 Garki Abuja, or call these numbers 080-383-40464 or 080-770-78055. NTA Parliament, strengthening Nigeria's democracy.
If you're just joining us, you're watching NTA Parliamentary News, reaching you from the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. Moving on, Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, says empowering women through training promotes personal development and contributes to the nation's socio-economic growth. He stated this in a speech delivered on his behalf by the Deputy Speaker, Benjamin Ukize-Kalu, during a two-day digital literacy and capacity building workshop organized for spouses of members of the House of Representatives. National Assembly correspondent Amina Saidu has details.
The workshop, held under the auspices of the House of Representatives Spouses Association in collaboration with the National Information Technology Development Agency, is designed to equip participants with essential digital skills and knowledge required to thrive in today's technology-driven world. With the theme Empowering Women for a Digital Future, Leadership, Well-being and Opportunity, the program underscores the importance of technological competence in enhancing women's ability to contribute meaningfully to family life, community leadership, and national development.
As spouses of lawmakers, you play an integral role in supporting and influencing the work of this House of Representatives. This training aligns directly with the administration's broader national vision, when digitally empowered leaders, especially our women leaders, are equipped with relevant skills, they become accelerators of opportunity within the communities.
The House of Representatives Spouses Association is more than a social body. It is a community of women who understand the unique pressure of public life. Visibility brings honor, but it also brings supremacy. Influence creates opportunity, but it also comes with responsibility. In today's world, these realities are amplified by technology. As highlighted in the program outline, public exposure now extends beyond physical spaces into digital platforms.
This particular collaboration is apt. From the ministry, we continue to partner with NIDA and other entities to ensure that women are digitally included.
This two-day capacity building workshop was designed based on this national digital literacy framework, but with a specific focus on leadership, well-being, and opportunities. How can these spouses understand the power of digital technology in leadership-driven approach?
The digital workshop will transform participants from passive users of digital platforms to informed and cautious actors who understand digital footprints, privacy controls, and secure communication. From the National Assembly, Amina Saidu, NT News.
As Global World Health Organization effort is ongoing to make health facilities visible and accessible for all, the National State House of Assembly has adopted a standing committee's report on a bill seeking the establishment of Lafayette General Hospital. Adams Abdelkadri is standing by with details.
With the convergence of the lawmakers after a long Christmas break, issues bordering on good governance were brought to bear to provide immediate solutions as executive letter was read and a new bill introduced.
Governor of Nasarawa State do hereby forward the underlisted nominees for confirmation as chairman and commissioners of the commission. 1. Abubakar Bello, chairman.
In favor of my name is a bill for a law to establish the Nasarawa State Board and the Nasarawa State Roads Funds Board and Administration for the purpose of funding the management, planning, development, rehabilitation, reconstruction, and maintenance of Class B, Class C, and Class B roads.
The chairman of the House Committee on Education, Ebe Yakub Bala, while presenting the reports of the Joint Committee on Education and ASEC on a member bill seeking the establishment of the State Institute for Legislative, Democratic and Strategic Policy Studies, he says the committee, through its support for the establishment of the institution, having keenly itemized observations and recommendations observed by the committee that are of benefit to the citizens of the Nasarawa State.
Establish a library for the shortage of legislative documents obtained from state and National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Study for the purpose of research, information and referral.
Still on the floor, the House also deliberated on the reports of the Committee on Health. After hours of debate and deliberation on the bill, the House also adopted the recommendations of the committee and set aside a date for its passage.
This bill is slated for third reading on the 16th of this month, 2026. Thank you.
Earlier, Speaker, Nasarawa State House of Assembly Danladi Jato declared Wednesday, the 16th of February, for the screening of the chairman of the Nasarawa State Electricity Power Regulatory Commission, Abubakar Bello, and the other 5 commissioners for the commission. From the State House of Assembly, Adams Abdul Kadri, NTA News.
In a bid to enhance public health safety and to give the state opportunity to take the lead in the sanitation sector, the Cross River State House of Assembly held a public hearing on Open Defecation Prohibition Bill 2025, which had recently passed second reading. Udak Etim reports that the public hearing, organized by the House Committee on Water Resources and Sanitation, provided a platform for stakeholders to discuss on the bill for speedy passage.
It would be recalled that in 2025, the Open Defecation Prohibition Bill, sponsored by member representing Etung State constituency Kingsley Ntui, passed second reading at the Cross River State House of Assembly. In a bid to refine the legislative framework aimed at making the state open defecation free, a public hearing was organized by the House Committee on Water Resources and Sanitation, where stakeholders chart the way forward, taking a step towards eliminating environmental and public health hazards, which the bill seeks to achieve.
For what is happening now, I think we're trying to assert Cross River State, to be put out in the right image out there. So, this bill is very important to us.
The bill is very important to me. When I say me, I mean RWASA as an agency. Because of all this we are doing, the implementing agency is RWASA. And the bill, if it's passed into law, is something that is going to aid the agency very well. Because that has been the challenge we're having in the field, going to stop open defecation.
Along grazing routes in our state. And I want to presume that Cross River State has a law banning open grazing. So if that is true, I want to suggest that the use of the word grazing route, the provision of toilets by government in grazing routes should be removed because we are discouraging open grazing.
Chairman House Committee on Water Resources and Sanitation Kingsley Ntui, who gave an insight on the bill, commended stakeholders for their contributions, noting that the bill, when passed, open defecation will ensure a punishable offense with penalties clearly spelled out in the bill.
And when you go to streams in our local areas where most people bath there and then they drink from there, people defecate. You know what health challenge that can cause. So from today, Cross Riverians should know that in the nearest future, open defecation is no longer allowed. It is an offense. When you are caught anywhere defecating openly, is it a big offense? And there are penalties, as clearly spelled out here, stipulated in the content of the law.
The proposed legislation seeks to mandate every household and public institutions in the state to provide functional toilet facilities, and it is prohibited for any person to defecate in public spaces or bushes. In Calabar, Udwak Etum, NTA News.
Love and romance took center stage as Tega and Gabi exchanged marital vows on Valentine's Day at the Police Catholic Church, Abuja. The occasion brought together family members, friends, and well-wishers who gathered to witness the couple's union. Elvis Bezet tells us more.
Radiating happiness and commitment, the couple stood before the altar, dressed and ready for their sacred moment. In a solemn Catholic rite, Clement and Gabi professed lifelong promises of love and fidelity.
I'm so happy today. All the plans, everything that we have put into this has become a huge success, and it's just all thanks to God.
The ceremony, marked by prayers, blessings, and emotional moments, climaxed with the priest officially pronouncing them husband and wife. The signing of the marriage register sealed their covenant as a symbolic affirmation of bond. Celebrations continued at a reception where guests were entertained with food, music, and games in an atmosphere of joy. The newlyweds shared their first dance as husband and wife, moving gracefully under the gaze of loved ones, followed by toasts of happiness and marital success. Set against the backdrop of Valentine's Day, the wedding embodied the essence of love, unity, and joy, as Tega and Gabi, now Mr. and Mrs. Otaigbe, embarked on a new chapter of togetherness with the support of friends and family.
The lady is my niece, and she grew up with me. That's why I had to take it upon me to ensure that we are here today to celebrate with her, with the parents.
My advice for the couple is for them to love each other and never carry any of their issues outside.
My prayer for them is that they will have a lasting, fruitful, peaceful, joyful marriage.
Elvis Bezard reporting.
And that concludes the news, but you can watch these news and other programs on our social media platforms displayed on your screen. On behalf of the production crew, I'm Joshua Oguchidi. Thanks for watching.